Those, welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of, you guessed it, the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Now buckle up, because it's time for liftoff.
9, 8,
Come
7,
on.
6,
The sky's
5,
the limit,
4,
folks.
3,
2.
2, 1.
Here we go.
0. Ignition.
Come
Liftoff.
on.
Liftoff. 30 minutes.
Come on. Come on.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts.
Hold on to your hats.
Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time.
On Vaughn Radio. Radio. Come on. Let's go. Go. Welcome, folks. Welcome. That's for you. All of my show with no namers who participate every single day, working on their English and having fun with us here on the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to tune in to all the other amazing programs too. This is just one of many programs, English classes, podcasts, radio shows, call them what you will. The important thing is that you learn along with us and you have a blast while you do it. To have a blast or to have a ball means to have fun. And I think that's the key to everything in life. If you're having fun, well, time flies. I always use the philosophy, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. True story. I really believe that. Not just in my English classes do I apply that philosophy, but I feel like in life, you can make anything fun. You know, you're on a train. Well, you can sit there and look at your phone like a zombie, and many of us do. It's the easy choice. Or you can play a game. You know? You can be present in the moment. And I think that is the greatest gift ever. Being present in the moment. If you go out to lunch with a friend, or you're taking a walk, looking around, feeling everything with the 5 senses. That's why we've got them, right? We've got a sense of smell. We've got a sense of taste to use them. So here we are learning English with the 5 senses here on the show with no name. And a quick reminder, a couple things. You've got a Vaughn Radio Trivia Night hosted by yours truly. That's right. It's the last one before the summer break. It is June 2nd. I've given you plenty of time. It's still a few weeks away, so you have plenty of time to make arrangements, ¿no? Prepararte, hacer lo que hay que hacer. Hopefully you'll be there with us. I know many students are coming in from different parts of Spain, which is awesome. And yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing that we do here at Vaughn Radio. It's a chance for us to see each other. Yeah, we work together, but when you're doing your show, you're not really working with anybody. You're kind of working with the students, with you guys. So, you know, even though Jules Linares has a show here on Vaughn Radio, Let's Get Random, I barely ever see her. The only time I see her is when we organize a radio get-together, una quedada de la radio, or on our monthly Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. So join us, join the family, join the familia. Hey, it's like a mafia. Not really. without the death and the killing. And it's June 2nd. It's 8 p.m. It's at a place called the Toast Tap Room. The closest subway, or metro as you call it, is Tribunal. It's like a 2-minute walk from Tribunal, which is very centrally located. It's a wonderful evening. And yes, I've already started working on the questions. I've got some questions for all ages, for people from all around the world, because it's not just Anglo, Americans and Irish and English people, but it's also Spanish people. We also get people from the United States, Venezuela, all over the world, which is really cool. And I think that's awesome. So I always bear that in mind. To bear in mind is tener en cuenta when I'm preparing the questions. So I hope you'll make it. In fact, my lovely daughter and wife will be there as well. And we're expecting a big turnout. A turnout is asistencia, una forma muy nativa de decir asistencia. We're expecting a huge turnout. So get there early. If I say 8 p.m., that means get there around 7:30, 7:45 latest. And this way, well, you get situated. You find a spot, you find a good team. My advice, look for a very varied team, un equipo variado, because, well, this way, somebody who's good at history will do good at the history questions. Somebody who is good at geography will help you in the geography area. Somebody who's good at pop culture stuff will help you in that area. So that's what I've noticed. The teams that always win usually have people from all with expertise, para usar una palabra super chula, pericia, you say, conocimientos, expertise in many different areas. So join us on June 2nd. It's going to be a blast as always. And that'll be the last one until October. So you'll have 3 months where we won't be getting together for Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. So we are going to go out with a bang. Como va la expresión, vamos a salir por la puerta grande. All right, are you ready for your first challenge? I know you are. It's time for the Say What soundbite.
Say what? What?
All right, folks, your Say What soundbite here on the show with no name. Today, we are going to hear from one of my favorite people to ever have walked this earth. I'm serious. Somebody who, to this day, many years after this person's passing, fallecimiento, this person is still considered a visionary. So you could say this person was ahead of his time, como nosotros decimos. Ahead of your time. Iba avanzado. Also, folks, we've got tons of special deals going on right now. Let me share the link with you. It's over at grupovon.com, and then you can go to where it says Vaughn Tienda Promociones, and you've got complete packs. El pack de verbos clave del inglés, 25 euros and 26 cents. That is to be, can, to make, to like, to do, to have, to go, and to get. That's 8 verbs that you need to know inside and out. And you can pick up the whole collection for 25 euros and 26 cents. Let me divide it. Well, let's just say it's 26 euros, even though it's not. 26 divided by 8. That's 3 euros and 25 cents for a book, of course, with audio. I can't think of a better deal anywhere, not just here at Vaughn. Also, you've got translation booklets. You've got, I think, 1 through 8. So you can get them. We've got them in one material, the translation book pocket. Or maybe you're thinking, well, I don't need the earlier ones. I want to pick up the more advanced ones. Well, don't worry. You can get translation booklet 8, 6, 7. Those are the higher ones. For €60. That is peanuts. Peanuts es cacahuetes, pero también significa poca cosa. Peanuts. So check it out. I just shared the link with you if you are in the live stream with us now. If not, follow us on social media. As you guys know, we've got Vaughn has got a presence on Facebook, Instagram, X, where else? LinkedIn, YouTube. So whatever social media platform you use, you can find us there, and you can also explore. But also the website is grupovaughn.com. Grupo Vaughan, as you would say here in Spain. Also, if you live in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, and Santander, feel free to stop by. Haznos una visita. You can get a free level test and just introduce yourself. You know, I always tell people, you don't know what to do. Pero ¿qué digo? Just say, hola, soy oyente de Vaughan Radio. Me gustaría conoceros. Vivo en el pueblo al lado. Vivo en esta misma calle. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. And you'll see that we have got some really amazing folks at all our offices in all these amazing cities where you can find our different branches. Branches, sucursales, también es ramos, ¿no? O ramas. I always mix up those words. Ramo de flores and rama de un árbol, right? It's a weird one. It's like pollo and, the one with the A. Una letra cambia todo. And you don't know how many guiris have come to Spain and said, hola, bocadillo de pollo. I won't finish I think you know what I'm saying. So, hey, it happens. It happens. People make these mistakes. And, well, how do we learn? By making mistakes. By putting our foot in our mouth. So you could dread it, temerlo, like, oh no, what if I make a mistake? Oh my God. Then you live and learn, como decimos, ¿no? Pues tomamos nota, nos reímos después, because usually these end up being little anecdotes, little funny stories. I always tell you the story about my wife and the poopy puppy. Have you heard that story? It's a funny one. My wife was talking with a 5-year-old, okay, my cousin's son. Okay, so my first cousin, prima hermana, and her son. And we were in Almeria, and they were playing a game, a board game, un juego de mesa. And then my wife said, oh, guess what? My mom got a new poopy. Now, she wanted to say puppy, right? Y yo escuchando todo, I'm a little bit evil, un poco malvado, y me he callado la boca. And she goes, yeah, my mom got a new poopy. And my wife says, do you want to see it? And the kid's like, he turned white. And he was like, no, thanks. No, thanks. And sure, the kid is trying to wonder. He's wondering, se está preguntando, he's wondering, preguntarse, you know, why would a girl want to show me, why would a grown woman want to show me a picture of poop, of a turd, un truño? And so then my wife is asking, on the other hand, she's saying, well, why doesn't a kid, I mean, what kid doesn't want to see a picture of a puppy, un cachorro? So then finally my wife's like, well, he's a black poopy. And then the kid goes, well, all poopies are black. Well, some are brown. So again, to this point, there was a total miscommunication. And then finally, my wife just shoves the phone in his face. Mira, tío, mira, es que es precioso. He's beautiful. And then I'll never forget, the kid looked at her, and these were the words, and I remember the exact cadence. And he goes, I think you mean puppy. Creo que querías decir cachorro, puppy. So yeah, that little sound changes the word completely, totally and completely. But again, we can look at these like, oh my God, I really put my foot in it. Es otra forma de decir, to put your foot in your mouth, no hay que decir your mouth. I really put my foot in it. I really screwed up. Or, okay, got it. All right, lesson learned. And I prefer the second approach because, well, then everything is an adventure. All right, amigos. So, all right, let's listen to today's Say What soundbite. As I said, this person is a visionary IMO, in my opinion. Let's see if you guys can get what this person is saying. Here is your Say What soundbite for the first time.
They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, folks, this is our pop quiz. Also, a quick reminder and a nice round of applause for Christina Chicago, Elena, Alfonso, and Kay Roller Girl. They've already participated in our weekly speaking section, which is the question of the week. So we'll be hearing from them on Thursday. Remember, this week it's on Thursday because Friday is a holiday in Madrid. So we will not have a live show on Friday. So remember, you have until the end of the day on Wednesday to send me your participation. This week's question of the week comes to us from Kay Roller Girl. In fact, thanks to Alfonso last week, it was a wonderful question, a food that reminds you of your childhood, and we had tremendous participation. And this week we have yet another amazing question suggested by one of your fellow students. And this week's question is, what is it? Oh, a culture that you want to know more about, right? The culture that fascinates you the most and you're dying to learn more about. That is your question of the week. Record it on your phone. Keep it at around a minute. Use that as a guideline, and you can send it to my email address, which is aalonso@grupovaughn.com. And this way you practice your speaking and you can get feedback from me. And usually the feedback I give to one student is applicable for all students. All right. Now, We've got today's pop quiz. It's coming out of my buddy Kyle Miller's book. It's called Business English. And if you mean business, si vais en serio, then you will definitely have this book in your collection. As always, listen carefully because, well, I will have a couple questions for you afterwards.
¿Alguna vez has pensado en acudir a una empresa de trabajo temporal?
Have you ever thought about using a temp agency?
Nunca he estado tan ocupado en mi vida.
I've never been this busy in my life.
Hay un señor al teléfono que quiere hablar con usted.
There's a gentleman on the line who would like to speak to you.
¿Podrías apuntar su número?
Can you get his phone number?
Dile que le devolveré la llamada.
Tell him I'll call him back.
¿Estás seguro de que el nuevo sistema nos ahorrará tiempo?
Are you sure the new system will save us time?
¿Me ha llamado alguien mientras estaba fuera?
Were there any calls for me while I was out?
No me apetece nada discutir con él hoy.
I really don't feel like arguing with him today.
La economía está empezando a recuperarse.
The economy is starting to turn around.
Buenos días a todos. ¿Podrían prestarme atención, por favor?
Good morning, everyone. May I have your attention?
Me gustaría tener algo más de información antes de comprometerme.
I'd like to have a bit more information before committing.
¿Quién va a pagar la factura?
Who's going to foot the bill?
Mi correo era un poco agresivo ahora que lo he leído por segunda vez.
My email was a bit strong, now that I have read it the second time.
Susan estará de baja por maternidad a partir de la semana que viene.
Susan will be on maternity leave starting next week.
Todavía no tenemos a nadie que la reemplace.
We still don't have anyone to take over for her. Did she splash out a lot of money on fancy shoes? Yes, she splashed out a lot of money on fancy shoes. Have they splashed out on technology lately? Yes, they've splashed out on technology lately. Are they splashing out on their honeymoon? Yes, they're splashing out on their honeymoon. Is he going to splash out when he buys his new car? Yes, he's going to splash out when he buys his new car. Did they run up a lot of debt on their vacation? Yes, they ran up a lot of debt on their vacation. Has the government been running up too much debt lately? Yes, the government has been running up too much debt lately. Do they always run up huge debts? Yes, they always run up huge debts. Will they continue running up debts next year? Yes, they will continue running up debts next year.
Estoy sentado al otro lado de la fuente de agua.
I sit just on the other side of the water cooler.
No nos queda margen con ese precio.
There's no margin for us at that price.
Tendrás que hablar con John sobre eso.
You'll have to talk to John about that.
No tienen nada que ganar en ese acuerdo.
They have nothing to gain from that deal.
Será mejor que no digamos nada hasta que sea oficial.
We'd better not say anything about it until it's official.
All right, some really awesome vocabulary in there. Thanks to Kyle and his awesome material, Business English. You can pick it up at Von Tienda. Folks, we'll be right back with much more Show with No Name. So, stick around. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back, amigos. This is part 2 of today's Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to listen to The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. No Excuses with Fitz. Speak English with Ruby. The Salad with Dave Boys. Speaking with Confidence with Ale. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. The Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. The Salad with Dave Boys. Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. And all the other amazing programming here on the Show with No Name. I love how you guys call it a grill, la parrilla. when I first heard it, like, Alberto, estás en la parrilla. I'm like, are you guys cannibals? Estoy en la parrilla. Oh, my God. The timetable, the schedule, we call it. All right, here are your challenges in today's pop quiz. The first one, I want you to use the structure, the interrogative structure. ¿Has alguna vez? Pon el verbo que te da la gana y te contesto. Has hecho, has dicho, has comido, whatever you want. ¿Alguna vez? That's number 1. Number 2, estoy hablando por teléfono. ¿Te importaría hablar más bajo? Estoy hablando por teléfono. ¿Te importaría hablar más bajo? That's number 2. And number 3, I want you to use the structure me apetece o bien no me apetece. Y pon algo que realmente te apetece o no te apetece. As I always say, when I give you guys carte blanche here, no, carta blanca, is that how you say it? When I give you carte blanche here, that means, do something, use an example that you would really use. And this way, we're applying practicality to the language learning process. Okay, so the first one, ¿has alguna vez, haz lo que sea, alguna vez? That's number 1. Y te contesto si me lo preguntas a mí, evidentemente. Okay. Number 2, estoy hablando por teléfono. ¿Te importaría hablar más bajo? And number 3, use the structure me apetece o bien no me apetece. That's up to you. All right, my amigos, that is your pop quiz challenge. All that stuff is coming from Kyle Miller's book, Business English, just one of the many materials you can pick up at Von Tienda. And don't forget about all the special deals. Honestly, if you're looking for some material for the summer, now is the time. Go to grupovon.com, go to the section where it says Von Tienda, and then you'll see promociones, or you can just Google promociones. You know how to do it. I don't have to tell you guys how to use the internet in this day and age, hoy en día, no? A estas alturas. All right, well, let's rock and roll. I've got to give you guys the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you now for the second time. I see we've got some students who have already given us some feedback, so we'll take a look at your comments momentarily. Are you ready? Here it is. I think it's an easy one today, but we'll see. Here it is for the second time.
They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club. and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit, available at Von Tienda. But today we are not taking a look at one of my books. We are taking a look at Kyle Miller's Business English. As I said, if you mean business, si vais en serio, then this material, it's so much more. I feel like when we call our materials books, we're not really selling them right, because a book is something you read. And yes, you read this, but it's also got video. Yeah, you heard. Video and audio. So check it out. You can pick it up at Von Tienda. It's called Business English. But hey, only if you mean business. All right, well, let's go on over here and see if we can extract some lessons from this book, full of lessons. One thing we looked at was a temp agency. Now, this is primero vamos a decir la palabra agency. He oído agency 1000 veces. No 1000, millones. En mis más de 20 años he oído agency. Vamos a decir estas dos palabras. He's an agent and he works at an agency. A, es como ABC. Ese es el sonido. And temp means temporary work. Cuidado, we don't say temporal. The other day in class, a student said, oh, temporal. Is it temporal? No, temporary. So, otro que es parecido, pero no es exactamente igual. Y de hecho, el verbo es, well, what are you doing right now? Where are you working? Well, I'm temping. Estoy haciendo un trabajo temporal. So, temping, it reminds me of, where you can see this in popular culture? You can see it in School of Rock with Jack Black. His friend is temping. He's like, oh, you're a substitute teacher. He's like, no, I'm temping. I'm temping, which comes from working in a temporary job. I'm filling in. I'm taking over for someone. Another phrasal verb that we heard in there. So to take over for someone is reemplazarles, right? She's on sick leave So one of her colleagues is taking over for her. Baja por enfermedad, to be on sick leave. All right. Another one. Call me back. You have to use this one. We use it all the time. It's not return my phone. Call me back. De hecho, I remember when I was in Puerto Rico, they said, llámame para atrás, papi. Para que veas, lo han oído mil veces, pues ya lo han cambiado al Spanish. Llámame para atrás. Call me back. Call me back means devuélveme la llamado. Now we can't say, ojo, esta tiene que ir en medio. No podemos decir call back me. Okay, so apúntalo bien. Call me back. Okay, hey, let me know when you have an answer. You can call me back this afternoon. Call me back. A veces oirás también call me up. What does that mean? Es una forma de decir llámame. Okay, de hecho hay una canción. Don't call me up. I'm going out tonight, feeling good. Now you're out of my life. I want to talk about us. I want to leave it behind. One drink and you're out of my mind. Take it up. Want to leave it behind. And I know I'm going out of your mind. Don't call me up. No me llames. Don't call me up. Ahora el up ahí lo añadimos porque nos encanta meter un up extra. So you can say don't call me, pero ahí en la canción necesitaban otra sílaba. Don't call me up. So call me back. Also another one, argue versus discuss. We never argue here on the show, do we? I never really have arguments with you guys. We discuss things. So to discuss is hablar tranquilamente sobre las cosas, right? And to argue is to scream. When you raise your voice, you're arguing, okay? So, lo mismo el sustantivo, an argument. They had an argument. Or we're having a discussion tranquilamente, an argument acaloradamente, as you would say. Also, the usage is different too. So we argued about or over, se puede decir los dos, politics. We argued about politics. We argued over politics. Discuss, no usa preposición. Apunta. We discussed politics. Punto. ¿Ves cómo no hay preposición? So not only do they have different meanings, but the usage is different. All right? Another one, Kyle said, may I have your attention? I love how you say prestar atención. Lend me your attention. No, we say pay me, right? To pay attention. You've got to pay attention to me. Prestarme atención. Nosotros no prestamos, lo pagamos, right? Another word we heard there's commit. I can't commit. No puedo comprometerme, right? I don't like commitments, compromisos, right? Now be careful though, because compromise is a false friend, right? We compromised means we reached an agreement. Un toma y daca, okay, a give and take here. That's to compromise. A commitment is a relationship, a job. That's a commitment, something you commit to doing. Okay, so just be careful because those can be a little bit different in English and Spanish. They can be a bit confusing. Another one, to foot the bill. We always talk about this, with who's going to foot the bill, the European Union or the Spanish, or us, the taxpayers. Y la respuesta siempre es the taxpayers, los contribuyentes, right? We're always footing the bill. Me encanta cuando la gente dice, es que el gobierno gasta el dinero. No es el dinero, es nuestro dinero. Remember that. Remember who's really footing the bill. Doesn't matter who's in power. The taxpayers are the ones footing the bill. Es como la palabra foot, como pie. In fact, there's a great double trouble there. Also, we looked at that take over for. Can you take over for me? I'm going to go to the bathroom for a second. Okay, like think of a co-pilot. Okay, un copiloto en un avión. He's going to take over for the pilot while the pilot goes to the John. The John is another way of saying the bathroom. But to take over, cuando no ponemos el for, es coger control de, pero no de manera bonita, como, bueno, échame un cable, reemplázame. So, let's see. The United States took over Iraq. Remember the Iraq wars with the bushes, los arbustos. That was not to take over for. And a takeover en una empresa es cuando una empresa coge control de otra. Right? They had a hostile takeover. De hecho, el sustantivo, a takeover, a ver cómo lo traducen. Seguro que lo he leído. Adquisición. All right, tomar del poder. So a little bit different. Si incluimos el for, como si no lo incluimos, right? Si no lo incluimos es a la fuerza, no lo han cogido el control. And take over for is, pues, it was decided, you know, can you take over for me? I'm a little bit tired. Yeah, I'll drive the rest of the way. Okay, so just remember that for changes the meaning quite a bit. It reminds me of the for in the word ask for. Ask es preguntar. Ask for is pedir. Yeah, they're similar, but not the same thing, right? So sometimes that'll just change the meaning a little bit. As we said, the devil is in the details. Kyle also said the word to splash out. Derrochar, yeah. We looked at the word 2 weeks ago when we were talking about whether you were thrifty or somebody who loves to spend money and you love to splurge. ¿Os acordáis? Vimos la palabra splurge. To splash out or to splurge. As I said, these are all little things that we learned from Kyle's book, Business English. Now, let's go on over to our chat room and see if you guys were able to figure out today's pop quiz challenges. I don't doubt it for a second. Let's see. We've got Chris Valrol, our movie queen, checking in, fichando. And she says, fantastic show with no namers. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but that's that gospel song. Oh, happy day. Beautiful song, by the way. Let's see. We've got Born to Iron Man checking in. 2 of our reps. That's another way of saying representatives. Ya sabes que somos un poco vagos. Representative. No te pones representative. 5 sílabas. ¿En serio? Come on. Me estás pidiendo mucho. Reps. De hecho, he's a sales rep. Es un comercial. Right? It's not a commercial. A commercial es un anuncio de televisión. There's another false friend that comes up pretty often. So hello, Chris, and Born to Iron Man. There's K Roller Girl checking in as well. She's been kicking ass lately. Arrasando, I think would be a good translation there. And she says, what's kicking show with no namers? I think we all have that those, porque si es anecdotes, I think we all have those embarrassing anecdotes in other languages. And the best thing you can do is laugh at it, y te añado, and learn from it, right? So remember, we don't laugh at it if we don't learn from it, right? A mistake needs to be learned from, but also in retrospect, you laugh at it, right? It's not the end of the world. Like I tell my daughter sometimes, you know, she spills some milk. And she's like, oh, no. I'm like, honey, it's not the end of the world. De hecho, tenemos una expresión, que se lo enseñé también. There's no use crying over spilt milk. No vale la pena llorar sobre leche derramada. O sea, no pasa nada. No big deal. No es gran cosa. So yes, we live and learn and laugh too. No, yo añado, porque la expresión es live and learn. Bueno, no, cada día se aprende algo. Live and learn. But also live, learn, and laugh. Voy a añadir a eso. And absolutely, K Roller Girl, I couldn't agree more. No podría estar más de acuerdo. Decimos lo mismo en inglés también. There's Luis. What's up, Luis? He says, in today's Say What sound, someone is complaining about, en vez de for, te cambio la preposición aquí. Someone is complaining about not being a member of a club. Absolutely. Good ear. Buen oído. Ahí te he visto, Luis. Nice job. All right, let's see. K Roller Girl says, if I'm not mistaken, the quote is from the comedian George Carlin. That's right. You recognize his voice. Wow. Also, it's a very famous quote. It's a big club and you ain't in it. Es un gran club y tú no eres miembro de ello. And yes, it is comedian George Carlin, and he crises this society. He crises, I don't understand the verb there. He crises, maybe he's criticizing, is what you want to say? He's criticizing the society being controlled by a powerful elite club and how they push their ideas onto everyone else. Absolutely. That's exactly what he's saying. That's exactly. He's talking about that 1%, right? The ones who usually don't pay taxes. the Jeff Bezos of the world, who, they kind of run the show, llevan la voz cantante, but when it comes time to chip in, poner tu parte, crickets. So yes, absolutely. Talking about that elite club, if you will. All right. Wonderful, wonderful observations, Luis and K Roller Girl. All right. Chris Valrol says, I listened to an American gentleman talking about a club he and someone else wasn't allowed to join. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Excellent expression. Hay más que no vemos, but I didn't quite grasp it. Well, as K Roller Girl says, it is a stand-up comedian / visionary who is talking about, the elite. I don't even like to call them the elite. Who made them elite, But these people who call the shots and are not interested in your future or mine, just in their own, stocks, sus propias acciones. And remember, when he says it's a big club and you ain't in it, that means none of you. I mean, there are millionaires who are not in that club because it's a billionaires club. So if you're a millionaire, too bad. Too bad. Lo siento. You're not in the club. Back then, when I was younger, millionaires. But now a millionaire is nothing, right? Considering the fact that we have billionaires who are calling the shots. Llevando la voz cantante, sadly. So yes, it is a critique on society. All right. Let's see. What else? Chris Valrol, have you ever been to a drive-in movie theater? Muy bien. Yes, I have. Many times. In fact, there's a drive-in, autocine, you call it, right near my dad's house. It's awesome. You want nostalgia? Go to a drive-in movie theater. There's one in Madrid, but it's kind of like a parking lot. It's como un parking. It's okay. It's not, I've been. It's cool. But the one by my dad's house was actually like designed to, there are different levels. Hay como, es una colina. There's a hill, and there are different tiers, diferentes capas o niveles, donde aparcas, and there's a certain nostalgia about it. I think the movie is the least important part when you go to a drive-in. It's about, wow. I feel like we're in the 1950s over here, like we've traveled back in time. So yes, Chris, I've been to a drive-in movie theater and I think it's awesome. Y sabes que puedes decir, have you ever been to a drive-in? Y te vale. Que no es lo mismo que a drive-through autoservicio, no? Or Macauto, or whatever you call it, right? That's a drive-through. A drive-in is the movie. All right. Great question. The next one. I'm on the phone. Could you speak more quietly? Great. Acuérdate, no se dice I'm talking by the phone, sino I'm talking on the phone. And you could use that. But the one I was looking for, could you keep it down? To keep it down. Apunta esta. Porque es como frase hecha. I'm talking on the phone. Could you keep it down? De hecho, decimos la expresión, me acuerdo mi madre me decía, keep it down. I can't hear myself think. No oigo mis propios pensamientos. So great, it's correct, but I'm going to give you that totally native. Could you keep it down, please? Okay, could you keep it down? And the last one, I don't feel like arguing right now. No me apetece discutir ahora mismo. Excellent job, Chris. Let's see. K Roller Girl says, have you ever seen the Niagara's Falls? Te voy a hacer unas correcciones. Have you ever seen, quitamos el the, porque no usamos el artículo definido. Have you ever seen Niagara Falls sin la apóstrofe? O sea, se llama Niagara Falls. So have you ever seen Niagara Falls? No, I haven't seen Niagara Falls in person, but I've seen it in pictures. Good question. Just those couple adjustments. Quitamos el artículo definido the y el apóstrofe S. Have you ever seen Niagara Falls? Sería lo correcto. All right, let's see. K Roller Girl says, I'm on the phone. Would you mind speaking more quietly? Great. Or would you mind keeping it down? Como hemos dicho. K Roller Girl says, I'm in the mood for an ice cream. Or I feel like having an ice cream right now. Great job. I feel like, me apetece. I don't feel like. Y con el gerundio, lo sabemos de Bruno Mars. Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to lay in my bed. I don't feel like doing anything. No me apetece hacer nada. All right. Luis says, I feel like having a shower at the moment. Do it. Do it. Just don't bring the phone into the shower. Well, I don't have to tell you that. And he says, I just got home from the gym. Well, that's a good idea. Do it for yourself. Do it for the people around you. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it, but we have got to head to a quick commercial break. Born to Iron Man, I see your comments, and we're going to read them right when we come back. Thankfully, we've got a lot of participation going on today. So many people excited about learning English, laughing, and having fun here with us on the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. So you guys know how this works. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much, much more. So if I were you, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back, my amigos. This is the second half of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to stop by our website, grupovaughn.com, and you can find out about all the special deals going on right now. Some really amazing deals where you can learn English with us through our courses, materials. Don't forget, if you're thinking of signing the kids up for our summer camps, time is running out para usar la canción de Muse. Your time is running out. Your time is running out. Temazo. Summer camps. You've got Vaughn Town, the Masters program, Disney Vaughn English, group classes, one-to-one classes, video conference classes, online courses. So I recommend you go over to grupovaughn.com and take a gander. Echa un vistacillo. Also follow us on social media. If you are an avid social media user, you'll find Vaughn on all the different platforms. Instagram, Facebook, and all the other ones. Also, if you can't catch the show live, remember, all of our shows are available in podcast format too. You can get them on iVox, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, as you say in Spanish, el Spotify. So check it out. You can search for Vaughn Radio, or you can search for your show individually, whether it's the Pro Bow Show, No Excuses, Frankly Speaking, or any of the amazing content that you can get for free on Vaughn Radio. All right, are you ready for a challenge? I know, I got to ask anyway, but I know you are. It is time for Homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It is homophones only on the show with no name. All right, the first word we're looking at is a color. That's right. It also means sad or melancholy, right? So it is a color. And again, it means melancholy. Also, we use it in many, many different idiomatic expressions, which we will take a look at afterwards. And this way, we know exactly how to use this word that I'm sure you all know. Azul is the word. Okay, azul. I think that's one of the first things we learn when we're learning a language, like cat, dog, basic colors, right? So again, it's azul, but it also has many, many other meanings. And then you've got the second word, which is the past tense of soplar. The past tense of the word blow. De hecho, a ver si sabéis decir esta frase, ya que estamos, ¿ok? Él sopló una vela azul. Cuidado, va con truco. Ya sabes que si te lo pregunto es para probar algo aquí. So, él sopló una vela azul. Do you know how to say that translation? Give it to us in the comments if you do. Again, the first word, azul, triste, melancólico, ¿no? Y otros usos que veremos. Y el segundo, el pasado del verbo soplar, que también tiene otros usos, ¿no? To blow up, right? Explotar o inflar. Fíjate que ese tiene dos usos. To blow something out of proportion, lo has exagerado, ¿no? Wow, casi lo digo en pasado. I almost gave it away. Me and my big mouth. All right? I talk until I'm in the face. Ahí tienes la primera expresión. Hablo hasta que estoy azul en la cara, que significa hasta más no poder. Pues mira, ya tenemos la primera expresión. So those are your words. Are you familiar with them? And do they sound exactly the same or not? We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Let me also give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is for the third time. Many of you got the gist of it. Let's see if you can get it word for word. Here he is, the visionary. And I recommend you guys check out his comedy because it's not just a comedy sketch, but it's also a social commentary that is spot on. Yeah, spot on, clavadísimo. And he wasn't afraid to express himself because back then we didn't cancel people, right? There was no such thing as canceling people. That's more of a new phenomenon. All right, so here he is for the third time.
They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe.
Me pregunta el del chiringuito si quiero hacer kitesurf o wakeboard o si prefiero tomarme un bitter cass antes. Me acaba de decir 5 palabras en inglés. Kite, que significa cometa. Surf, que es obviamente hacer surf, pero también significa oleaje. Wake, que es estela, en este caso la estela del barco. Board es tabla y bitter es amargo. Y justo antes, cuando le pregunté si hablaba inglés, me dijo:
¡Pero patatero!
Sabemos mucho más inglés de lo que creemos. Solo nos falta asimilarlo y situarlo. Aprende a aprender inglés en cualquier lugar con This Book is the Milk y su secuela, This Book is the Milk 2. Te enseñaremos cómo enfocar el inglés, aprovechando todo el inglés que tenemos alrededor y de una manera divertida y adictiva. The Remilk ahora se llama This Book is the Milk 2 y viene con audio y nueva portada. Descúbrelos ya en vaughantienda.com.
That's right, folks. VaughnTienda.com. Special deals going on right now. I'm telling you, I have never seen such amazing deals at Vaughn in my 20 years working here. So if I tell you that, I mean it. Voy en serio. Go to grupovaughn.com now. Check out the area that says Vaughn Tienda and then go to Promociones. And, well, you can take a look. As I said, you can get some materials for €1.60. €1.60. You can't even get a cup of coffee, a cup of Joe, como decimos, para decirlo de forma nativa. You can't even get a cup of Joe or a cup of Java, otra forma de decirlo, for that price. So get on it, especially because the summer is right around the corner. And usually that's when we have a little more time for reading, lectura, right or wrong. All right, well, I'm just letting you know. I'm trying to give you the heads up, el aviso. All right, let's see. We've got Born to Iron Man who participated in our pop quiz, and we didn't have time to check your answers, so we're going to check them right now. He says, have you ever attended trivia night? Oh, yeah, definitely. So el has alguna vez, have you ever? Eso es la ráfaga. Lo que cambia es el participio. Have you ever gone? Have you ever eaten? Have you ever taken? ¿Qué parte no cambia? Bueno, en tercera persona, has he ever? Has she ever? Pero esa parte, si estás preguntando a alguien, no cambia. So, la parte que cambia es el verbo. Es la parte que hay que aprender por separado, porque depende del verbo. Pero la parte que no cambia, aprende eso como charge, right? It should be like that. You learn it like a little jingle on a radio. Have you ever? Boom. Have you ever done? Have you ever? Dim. Right? The thing that changes is always that verb that we use with it, but the structure stays the same. Lo mismo que cualquier pregunta. How long does it take to? Bam. How long does it take to? Bam. How long does it take to? Bam. Doesn't matter the bam. The important part is how long does it take to? ¿Cuánto se tarda en hacer lo que sea? Great job, Born to Iron Man. The next one. He says, I'm on the phone. Would you mind keeping it down a bit? Esa es la que buscaba, to keep it down. Could you keep it down a bit? Excellent. And the last one, I'm in the mood for, or I feel like having a latte with honey while listening to and participating in the show with no name. Do it. Do it. Now, pues voy a decir algo. If you just say a secas, I'm in the mood, estoy cachondo. FYI. Hey, I'm here to tell you. Y si dices, I'm in a mood, estoy de mal humor. So, fijaos, I'm in the mood. Y el tono te dice todo, ¿no? I'm in the mood. Si no especificas para qué, sabemos que estás cachondo. You're honey, 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 honey tonight. I'm honey, 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 honey tonight. I'm in the mood. Oh, yeah. That's what that means, okay? Just be careful. And I'm in a mood. Oh, man, you're really in a mood today. Estás de mal humor o mal humorado. Humorado? I don't know. Me lo estoy inventando ahí. But in English, that be careful. Be careful with that one because you are treading on some dangerous ground there. No, treading is pisando terreno peligroso. All right, let's see. Let's go on over to our homophones challenge. Born to Iron Man gives us the two words correctly, and he says that they sound alike. All right. Let's see. K Roller Girl gives us the two words, and she says they are indeed homophones. Okay, and you give us the translation, but there's a little mistake there. Okay, but don't worry. Let's see if somebody else got it, and then we'll use that example. Let's see. Chris Valrol. Yes, you gave us the sentence. All right. Ahora vamos a verlo, pero vamos a ver quién más participó. Chris Valrol says they're homophones as well. All right. Pues la frase es, he blew out a blue candle. Blue. Same. K Roller Girl, te falta la palabra out. Okay, soplar algo, apagarlo, is to blow out. Do you know why? Y no quiero ser vulgar, pero lo mismo que os enseño el in the mood, pues if you blow a person, that is oral sex. Okay, that is a blow job. Yes, okay. So when you say he blew a blue candle, me and my dirty mind, mi mente sucio, I'm imagining somebody blowing. So be careful with that one. Because, if you just put the word blow a secas, si yo te digo, blow me, ¿sabes lo que te estoy diciendo? Okay. I'm just telling you. Por si alguien te lo dice, no te pongas a soplar y hacer, porque te están diciendo, okay. All right. So be careful. That out, another example of where the details totally count, is in this, y por eso os lo pregunté, para ver que pusierais el out. So he blew out a blue candle. Sopló una vela azul. Excellent job. Yeah, I'm just saying. Hey, guys, I don't want to be vulgar, but I also don't want you to make some mistakes that could potentially put you in a compromising situation. So be careful what you promise there. So to blow out a candle, to blow up a candle, explotarlo, right? As we said, to blow things out of proportion. We also use the expression, oh, don't worry, it'll blow over. Ya se tranquilizará la situación, right? It'll blow over. Pero be careful with that blow a secas, okay? What else? Blue, the word blue, the color blue. I'm feeling blue or I'm blue. No es que estás azul, es que estás triste. Okay? I keep saying that until I'm blue in the face, hasta más no poder. O sea, lo he dicho tanto que me he quedado sin aliento, sin aire. Okay? Out of the blue, unexpectedly. Oh, so here he is. He showed up, se presentó out of the blue, no? De la nada. After 10 years, he showed up out of the blue. Also, we say once in a blue moon, rara vez, right? He comes to the trivia night once in a blue moon. If you deal with the stock market, acciones, right? Well, then you'll know about blue chip stocks or blue chip investments. Okay, these are high quality and reliable often, no? De fiar. Aunque, as our friend George Carlin is saying in that audio, they're going to take all your money because there are two playing fields, right? You can invest in the stock market, but there are people who always win, and there are some people who win sometimes and lose sometimes. Yeah, that's the club. That's part. If you always win, then you're Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi was the ex-Speaker of the House in the United States. And for some reason, she is a master investor. She never, in fact, there are bots that track her stock activity. What a coincidence there, huh? Maybe she's blue blood. That's right. Wealthy or noble family. That's who George Carlin is speaking out against. This 1% of people who are blue blood that kind of make the decisions, and they don't make them in the Congress or in a Senate. They make them behind closed doors, right? That's like the Bilderberg, these kind of groups that get together. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm what you call a realist here. What else? Those are some of the most common uses of blue. And there you go, folks. Excellent job. Wonderful job. All right. It's time for today's news report.
This is the news report on the show with no name, bringing you the latest breaking news. I'm Alberto Alonso, reporting live.
All right, folks, welcome to our news report here on the show with no name. This is where we take a look at wacky news. And are you ready for a little tongue twister here? Okay, here we go. Third sloth loss. What? ¿Ves? No me sale a la segunda. Third sloth loss. ¿Qué? Yeah, pues he dicho algo. Tercer pérdida de un perezoso. Third sloth. You know from the Goonies? Chunk, sloth, Rocky Road? I think he says chocolate. In English, he says Rocky Road, which is a kind of ice cream. If you've not seen the Goonies in English, you haven't seen the Goonies. Sloth, perezoso. Okay? Pereza también. Si lo hablamos como es el animal perezoso y también es pereza when we talk about the 7 deadly sins, los pecados capitales. So, third sloth loss. Well, this story takes us to the Central Florida Zoo. And, well, they lost their second sloth. Now, we're getting to the third sloth. But basically, they had an area called Sloth World. Wow, I can just imagine the board, el comité. What are we going to do to attract people? I know, Sloth World. Okay, but aren't they animals that just sit around and do nothing? Yeah, man, it's going to work. They're going to love it. Well, this sloth named Habanero, named after the famous spicy pepper, passed away. And, well, Dumpling, another one, passed away a couple days before. So what they're realizing is that every time they bring a new sloth into this Central Florida Zoo, they don't last long. And so they've lost 2 sloths in 2 weeks. Well, in 11 days. And the zoo's team said in a statement on Facebook, "This has been an incredibly difficult week for our team, as everyone involved in caring for these animals can attest." Can attest? Atestar? How do you say that? Can attest. Vamos a verlo. Can attest. Atestigar, testificar. Yeah, okay, similar. Okay. And basically, they went on to say, sloths have a tendency to hide any signs of extreme illness. I wonder why. Son perezosos, right? Makes sense. Until it is often too late for reversal, at which point their condition can decline very rapidly and without advance warning. In addition, their metabolisms work so slowly, it could potentially take many weeks for any pre-existing issues to manifest. Sounds like they're trying to escape the blame there. Yeah. Well, the Sloth World attraction, and I say that in air quotes, started with a total of 13 rescued sloths, rescatados. And, well, the first 2 nights, they were doing okay. Everything was going well. And, well, back in last summer, the summer of 2025, they uncovered the deaths of, are you ready? 31 sloths. So, as I just said, we had 2 in 11 days. But that first summer, 31 sloths were reported dead. Now, I don't know if you guys know about Central Florida, if you've been to Orlando or that area. It is hot as hell. It is really hot there. I don't know about what kind of, environment they need to live in. But they found the sloths They rescued them from a warehouse that was on I Drive, International Drive. If you've been down to Orlando, it's a major highway that goes through Universal and Disney in that area. And when they found them, they were in conditions with no running water, no electricity, and, well, obviously, they needed to be rescued. But if you rescue them and then 31 of them die, are you really rescuing them? And again, I want to know whose idea it was to come up with the brilliant idea of Sloth World. Again, I get it, Tiger World or Jungle Cat World. You know, these animals are, well, even though they lie around quite a bit, están tirados bastante tiempo. I mean, a sloth? How about you guys? You want to see a sloth? So supposedly there was some kind of virus that was going around, difundiéndose. And, well, now they've decided they're going to close down the sloth world. Difícil decir sloth world. O sea, no es ni fácil de decir. O sea, la persona que lo ha pensado, fired. Sloth world. The person who decided on that, well, now they have had to make a tragic decision to close it down. Who would have thunk it? Ahora, la palabra thunk no existe. Sería who would have thought it. ¿Quién lo hubiera dicho? Nosotros decimos quién lo hubiera pensado. Pero para darle énfasis decimos who would have thunk it. Well, obviously, the zoo is now under investigation. And, well, we'll keep you posted on the future, or in this case, the demise of Sloth World. The demise. A ver cómo se demise. La muerte. Yeah. Desaparición. As I said, the expression we'll take with us here is, who would have thunk it? ¿Quién lo habría dicho? Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We've got a lot of stuff to cover in the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. During the commercial break, I want you to practice saying that. 3 sloths lost. Oh, my God. At Sloth World. Oh, my goodness. All right, folks, we'll be right back with much more. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. All right, we're going to listen to our Say What soundbite for the fourth time. I don't know if anybody got that double meaning in there. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Even if you can't figure out today's Say What soundbite, see if you can figure out the joke, because there is a joke in there. Yeah, there's a use of a word, and he's using it in 2 different ways, right? I don't know if anybody caught that part. So since I'm seeing that it's really difficult, harder than I thought, sometimes it's obviously difficult. Like yesterday, Salvador Dali's mustache. Well, you try and understand them. He's like, the mustache is very big. And you're like, oh my, majestic. I mean, he's a piece of work. Una pieza, un personaje. But today's, I thought it was going to be a little bit easier. But let's see. If you can't get the whole thing, at least tell me the double meaning, the joke that he says there at the end. I'll give you a clue. It's the last line where he uses a double meaning of something, and it's actually brilliant. Vamos. That's what makes him George Carlin. And I highly recommend you check out his comedy. Some of my favorite ones, Airplanes. George Carlin, Airplanes. George Carlin, The English Language. George Carlin, Iraq War. George Carlin, Homelessness. Que él dice, it's not homelessness, it's houselessness. A home is a concept. See if you can keep up. He was also in many movies as well, so I'm sure if you see his face, you'll be like, claro, este tío, claro. He's what we call a wordsmith. A wordsmith. Un genio de la palabra. All right, let's see if our wordsmiths can figure out today's double trouble. Oh, no.
Double trouble.
Triple trouble.
Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up.
Triple trouble. I said triple.
Double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. Welcome to our triple trouble. That's right. This time you got to use the same word 3 times. 3 times. But I don't think you have too much trouble here. All right, let's see if you guys can figure it out. Aunque él sea un gamberro, no es un punky. Alguien que le gusta la música punk, right? Punk rock. So, aunque él sea gamberro, no es punky. ¿Ok? Pero le encanta tomarle el pelo a la gente. Le encanta gastarle bromas a la gente. All right? So you've got to use the same word 3 times. That's why we're calling it triple trouble. Aunque él sea gamberro, no es un punky. Pero le encanta tomarle el pelo a la gente o gastarle bromas a la gente. All right? That is your triple trouble. We'll see if somebody can figure that one out. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you for the 4th time. And let's see if anybody can catch that double meaning. If not, as you know, I will explain it to you at the end of the show.
They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, folks. GrupoVon.com. Stop by our website and take advantage of all the amazing deals we've got going on right now at Von Tienda. We are giving away some materials here and some very valuable materials. We're talking about complete courses that you can get for 50 euros, 60 euros. Books you can get for €1.60, o sea, menos de un café. Go to grupovon.com, stop by the tienda section, and then take a look around, and I'm sure you'll be able to find whatever you're looking for, whether you want to work on phrasal verbs, grammar, translations, pronunciation, listening exercises, whatever your needs may be, we've got you covered. Also, remember, too, if you're thinking about signing the kids up for our summer camps, I wouldn't wait. You're really putting it off now. Ahora sí que lo estamos aplazando. Aquí ya no queda nada. I know because I have a daughter and we're already starting to get those emails like, bueno, fin de curso se acerca, and it creeps up on you. No, se te llega sigilosamente y dices, mira, ya está aquí. So plan ahead. Plan ahead. Also, speaking of planning ahead, if you want to participate in this week's question of the week, you still have time. Remember, what culture do you want to know more about? Which culture out there fascinates you? And are you dying to learn more about? You can record it on your phone, keep it at around a minute, and send it to this email address, Alonso, so dos A's, Alonso@grupovon.com. And as always, I think I can speak on behalf of all of us. En nombre de todos, we are looking forward to hearing from you. And the last couple of weeks, we've been breaking records. We've had like 12 or 13 people participating. Well, some weeks we've only had 4 or 5. Hey, that's up to you guys. If you want to practice your speaking, I'm willing to help you. Estoy dispuesto a ayudaros. All right, let's take a look over here at our triple trouble. Born to Iron Man is taking a stab at it. And he says, even though he's a bit of a punk, he's not actually a punk. He just likes punking people. Ahora, para rematar, si quieres usarlo clarísimo, pero como el agua, pondría en la segunda punk rocker, right? Because a punk is somebody who's disrespectful. Bueno, viene de ahí, ¿no? Don't be a punk. Ahora, no tengo que tener una cresta, a mohawk, como lo llamamos, to be a punk, right? A punk can be a teenager who's very, normalmente pensamos en, ¿no? Chavales adolescentes. They sometimes, because they don't understand the way the world works, they walk around with an attitude problem. Well, that is being a punk, okay? But that doesn't mean you like punk music. You don't have to. So para distinguir, a punk, gamberro. A punk rocker, somebody who goes to, concerts and they see NoFX or Bad Religion. Ooh, some really good punk bands there. Speaking of, let's put it this way. I've never been a punk, but I used to be a bit of a punk rocker. Me explico, ¿no? Nunca he sido gamberro. I've always been pretty respectful. But I grew up listening to NoFX and Bad Religion and these punk rock bands. The same way we don't call somebody who likes heavy metal, we don't call them heavies. You know what we call them? Let's see if you know. We call them metalheads. Oh, man, I'm a metalhead. Andrea Vaughan is a metalhead, right? Andy, the host of the lunchtime show. I am a metalhead. Rob Grams is a metalhead, right? And a punk rocker, well, somebody who follows the punk scene. All right. So even though he's a bit of a punk, he's not actually a punk rocker. He just likes punking people. And if you're familiar, there's a show, well, MTV doesn't exist anymore, but there used to be a show called Punked, and it was Ashton Kutcher. He's annoying. No le soporto. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just jealous because he was with, what's her name? Demi Moore. Oh, yeah, Demi Moore. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Anyhow, yeah, he hosted the show Punked, and he would take celebrities and he would punk them. O sea, hacer gamberradas, that might be a good translation, ¿no? Gastarles bromas a la gente, right? So even though he's a bit of a punk, he's not actually a punk rocker. He just likes punking people. Excellent job. K Roller Girl. Even though he's a bit of a punk, muy bien, gamberro, he's not a punk, te meto la palabra rocker. He's not a punk rocker, but he does love to punk on people. Y te quito el on, sobra el on. He likes to punk people. Are you trying to punk me? Que piénsalo, tiene sentido. Si gamberro is a punk, then somebody who's haciendo gamberradas, no sé si me invento esa palabra o no, pero me entiendes, is punking people. Acuérdate esa serie de MTV que se llamaba Punked, and that's what they did. They would play pranks on people. They would punk people. Excellent job. Born to Iron Man says, yeah, the Ramones, los Ramones. The song Sheena is a punk rocker. Sheena is a punk rocker. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Punk rocker. All right. Now that we've cleared that up, I see nobody got the double meaning in our Say What soundbite. All right. Well, don't worry. I will reveal it at the end of the show. But right now it's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yes, that's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie. This is where we learn English from movies, the movies that we grew up with. Some of them are more modern. Some of them are movies our parents grew up with. So we look at movies from every era. Now, this is a movie I grew up with, and wow, wow, wow. What an amazing movie it is. All right, now, here it goes. The sole survivor of a peer shootout tells the story of how a notorious criminal influenced the events that began with 5 criminals meeting in a seemingly random police lineup. Vamos por partes. The sole survivor. Sole es la planta del pie, la suela del zapato, lenguado, y también es único. Sole se escribe. Oh, sole mío. Soul. Y es un homófono para alma. Pero en este caso, the sole survivor, el único superviviente of a peer shootout. Now, the word peer, P-E-E-R, es tus iguales, right? When you go to trivia night, you see your peers, no? Your fellow students. But this peer is muelle, P-I-E-R. Que son homófonos. Mira, 2 homófonos en la primera parte. So the sole survivor of a peer shootout, a shootout, un tiroteo, tells the story of how a notorious criminal influenced the events, acontecimientos, that began with 5 criminals meeting in a seemingly, lo que aparecía, random police lineup. And a police lineup is where they take suspects and they put them up against the wall. Rueda de identificación. Now, that's a famous scene over there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, our movie queen, Chris Valrol. The Usual Suspects, que también es una expresión. ¿No? Who's coming to the trivia night? The Usual Suspects, right? What a great movie, Kaiser Sose. Oh, man. Talk about a killer cast and a killer script, pun intended. And The Usual Suspects, it came out, can you believe it, guys? You're going to feel old now. 1995. And it stars Kevin Spacey, Gabriel Byrne, Chaz Palminteri, what's his name? I always forget his name. Benicio del Toro, Kevin Pollak, Stephen Baldwin. I mean, we're talking about an amazing cast, reparto. Elenco, as you also say, elenco. I've heard that word. All right, so Dave says, of course, I can't prove this. No puedo demostrar esto. But I can't prove the best part either. La mejor parte, tampoco. You can say either or either. Either one. Dean Keaton was dead. Dean Keaton estaba muerto. Did you know that? He died in a fire 2 years ago during the investigation into the murder, asesinato, of a witness, testigo, que también es el verbo, ser testigo. He witnessed a murder, who was going to testify against him. Muy fácil. 2 people watched Dean Keaton walk into a warehouse, un almacén. Hey, we looked at that word in our news report. He walked into a warehouse he owned just before it blew up. Blew, hey, we looked at the word to blow up. Vimos el pasado. Ahí lo tienes en contexto, explotar, right? Blue, que se pronuncia igual que azul. They said he went in to check a leaking gas main. Okay, leaking es que hay una fuga, como WikiLeaks, right? And a gas main es un tubo principal del gas, right? A gas main de principal. So they said he went in to check, revisar, a leaking gas main. It blew up and took all of Dean Keaton with it. Within 3 seconds of the explosion, the 2 witnesses were dead. One killed himself in his car. The other fell down an open elevator shaft. And an elevator shaft es la parte del ascensor, el hueco, right? The elevator shaft. All right. What a good movie. If you have not seen this movie in English, you've got to check it out. The performances are awesome. It's called The Usual Suspects. And as always, we can learn from the title as well. The Usual Suspects, los de siempre. All right, folks, it's time for You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, my amigos. Here are your jokes, and they are punk jokes today, ya que estamos con el tema punky aquí. All right, what's the difference between a funnel cake? Esto es como un churro, no, es como masa frita. It's delicious, by the way. Búscalo en Google, images. Funnel de embudo, porque se hace con un embudo. What's the difference between a funnel cake and a punk rocker's hairdo? Y el corte de pelo de un punky. So what's the difference between a funnel cake and a punk rocker's hairdo? One is fried dough, and the other is a dyed fro. No? Fried dough, masa frita, and the other one is a dyed fro, un afro, the mohawk haircut, dyed, teñido. So you get it? One is fried dough, the other one is a dyed fro. Fro es corto para afro, o sea, un corte de pelo muy alto, dyed, teñido. Okay, listen, I'm not really a fan of steampunk. You guys know this style, steampunk, right? It's a very popular style these days. Well, I'm not really a fan of steampunk, but I will say it's one of the healthiest ways to prepare punk. No? Steamed al vapor? Steampunk? Like the movie Wild Wild West? That's steampunk style. So I'm not really a fan of steampunk, but I will say it is one of the healthiest ways to prepare punk. Steam. al vapor. All right, folks. I told you they were corny jokes. Expect nothing less. But right now, it's time to move on to famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, folks. Number one. This guy was born today in 1962, an American guitarist and songwriter, and he is a co-founder and guitarist of the punk band Bad Religion. Oh, I love Bad Religion. Si no habéis escuchado Bad Religion, listen to In Jesus, temazo, and also It Struck a Nerve, que ahí aprendemos la expresión tocó la fibra sensible. It Struck a Nerve. Hombre, tiene muchas canciones, pero si no has escuchado the punk band Bad Religion, give them a listen. American Jesus and Struck a Nerve, tocó la fibra sensible. Well, this is the guitarist and co-founder. Number two, this Irish actor, director, and producer was born today in 1950. He's been in so many movies. He's also a classically trained theater actor. You might know him from The Usual Suspects. Oh, you mean today's Name That Movie? Yes. Also, The Man in the Iron Mask, Enemy of the State, and so many more movies. An extremely talented actor. Oh, and of course, he produced many movies as well. In the Name of the Father, vaya peliculón ahí también. And last but not least, this American comedian, actor, author, visionary was born today in 1937. He died in 2008, and he was known for his dark comedy, his social commentary, which he was trying to tell people something through humor. And that, I think, is the genius part. So he makes you laugh, but he also makes you think of the world around you. All right, we've got a winner in today's Say What soundbite. It's Chris Valrol. Also, today's famous birthdays. Chris Valrol, you got those as well. On fire. Number one, Brett Gurewitz, or as they call him, Mr. Brett from Bad Religion. Number two, Gabriel Byrne. And number three, George Carlin, which is going to bring us right into our Say What soundbite. This is George Carlin. Now, one of his famous lines is, "It's a big club and you ain't in it. Y tú no eres miembro de ello." Y cuando dice you, dice el 99% de la gente. Okay? And he says, they'll get it all from you sooner or later. They'll get it all. Te lo van a sacar todo, tarde o temprano, esta gente, right? Because they own this fucking place. Está hablando del planeta. They own this fucking place. It's a big club and you ain't in it. Es un gran club y tú no eres miembro. And you and I are not in the big club. By the way, por cierto, it's the same big club, garrote. No, a garrote is a club, what a Neanderthal has. Or a police officer has a club too. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what they want you to believe. Here he is, George Carlin.
They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe.
All right. You get it? Club, garrote. Que te están aplastando. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your participation. Don't forget to participate also in our question of the week. And we're going to say goodbye with Bad Religion, Struck a Nerve, tocó la fibra sensible. Here we go. Sing it with me. There's an old man on a city bus holding a candy cane, and it isn't even Christmas. On a city bus holding a candy cane, and it isn't even Christmas. He's to know in the obituary that his last friend has died.